Okay, serious talk time. I have been planning this video in my head for a while now, and to be honest with all of you, I really think I had more time. As the title might have already hinted, this isn't going to be a lore video or some crazy theory on Star Rail. Instead, I just wanted to talk about the recent milestone of this channel hitting 10,000 subscribers. Half of this video is going to be me profusely thanking all of you for the support you've given me and the channel this past year or so, and maybe a little bit of channel lore. The other half is really where the important stuff is, where I'm going to discuss a few changes that I have planned for this channel. So if you're not interested in watching the whole thing, which is fine, you can kind of jump to this timestamp for the channel update stuff, or you can just refer to the video chapters in the description. Before you do though, I just want to thank all of you for supporting the channel and enabling my lore rambles so far. Also, since I'm just talking casually here, I'll just have random gameplay playing in the background. Okay, you skippers can jump ahead now, see you in a bit. For those of you who have stayed, let me again just thank all of you, and I'm going to now give you a bit of exposition about the history of the channel. Yeah, that's right. In a channel update video, I'm still gonna be talking about lore. Except it's not Honkai Star Rail, it's a Central Finite Curve YouTube channel lore. When I started this channel, I didn't really think about how far it could have really gone. I just wanted to do YouTube, and at the time I was playing Genshin Impact, so I figured I might as well just post something. In those early days, I was mostly doing stuff everyone else was already doing. Guides, shoot you summon videos, character reviews, and latest news kind of stuff. In fact, if you go all the way back, my first video on this channel was actually me talking about the anniversary rewards for Genshin and the community's reactions to it. Anyways, at first, there weren't that many viewers, and I remember there were about 14 of you who subscribed. I'm not sure if those original 14 are still around, but man has it come a long way. The number of people who have subscribed to this channel today honestly doesn't even compute with me, because I was ecstatic that I had 14 of you, but 10,000 is just beyond what I imagined. After that initial few though, the channel kinda stagnated. Obviously, it wasn't easy to compete with a lot of the bigger YouTubers who uploaded faster, more frequently, and had access to all sorts of information. Admittedly, I wasn't really interested in doing those topics to begin with. I'm not a meta theory crafter, and I'm not even that good with the game. So I went on a little bit of a break. Eventually though, the itch to make content came back, and I just decided to restart the channel after a few months of not uploading anything. Sorry to those 14 that initially supported me, but thanks for sticking around. When I came back though, I thought about just doing what I liked. Not many were watching in the first place, so what does it matter what I posted? So that's when I started doing things I actually enjoyed, which was talking about lore. See, I'm kind of a big giant nerd. I like sci-fi, anime, manga, games, all those good stuff. As you get a bit older though, people kinda taper off from these types of hobbies as their life changes. But I never stopped enjoying these things. It's just that I had less and less people to get excited with. Each week I'd read something like One Piece or play the latest Genshin patch, and I get excited about what might happen next, but I didn't really have a place to channel all the nonsensical thoughts and theories I had swirling in my head. Half the time, I was just getting excited by myself, which sounds kinda wrong. But that's kinda how the channel became what it is today. I liked sharing those ideas that got me excited, and liked exploring and explaining all these different factions and eons, and it seemed like slowly but surely, many of you ended up coming along for the ride. So suffice to say, I'm extremely happy that I can share this with all of you, and even more so that a lot of you actually find these things entertaining and enjoyable. I feel like there's a place now that I can get excited about these things, and when I see people comment their ideas and thoughts, I get even more excited, and it makes me want to post even more videos. It's honestly a vicious cycle. That's also kind of why I initially named the channel Central Finite Curve. It was originally under a different name, so if the early people know what that is, shout out to you guys. I thought of it as sort of a walled off section of the YouTube universe where I can post whatever I wanted, similar to what it was in Rick and Morty, where the Central Finite Curve was just a wall that separated all the universe where Rick was the smartest from the rest of the other infinite universes. I know it's dumb, but it is what it is. So before I move on to the announcement stuff, I just really again want to thank all of you for supporting me and the channel. I know it's something a lot of content creators commonly do and say after they hit certain numbers, and I know this might not be a huge deal compared to those bigger channels, but I'm truly grateful that I have a section of the internet that I can ramble, share my thoughts, and share my overall excitement, and in return get such great and amazing responses. So thank you so much for all the support that you've given me and the channel. I honestly can't thank all of you enough. But now we've come to the fun part. There are going to be a few changes to the channel. Moving forward, the channel is going to focus more on my true passions: cooking, food, and recipes. No, I'm just kidding. The first change is going to be the name of the channel itself. For a while, I used the central finite curve because it was just a random name I came up with and I didn't think too much about it except for that little bit I mentioned earlier. But I think that it's a bit difficult to move forward with this particular name, and as some of you have actually pointed out, it's kind of obscure as far as names go, making searching it up and finding the channel kind of difficult. Some of you might have noticed that the name I used in Star Rail and Genshin is Mavix. So moving forward, that's the name I'm going to be using for the channel. It's just going to be called Mavix. I think it's easier to find and probably easier to remember as well. The second announcement I want to make is that I'm thinking about having a weekly stream. Now I know some of you are gonna go, well, of course he's gonna start streaming, it's the natural evolution of a content creator, but just hear me out. A lot of you ask me questions or share thoughts in the comment section of my videos, and for a while now I've been trying to think of a way I can provide all of you with a bit more engagement. I read all the comments, even the really long ones, but it's becoming a bit of a challenge to reply to most of them. I've considered hosting a Discord or having Twitter or something, but I work a full-time job and just can't find the time to maintain and moderate these things. On top of that, I've had a few requests about reacting to the special event, the trailers, and even making videos on gameplay for the main story. But I've never been able to address or deliver on these requests because the videos take too long to make and they end up becoming an hour long because, if you haven't noticed, I really like to ramble. So the best I can come up with at the moment is to just start streaming, and any of you can come to the stream to chat, share your ideas, talk about a recent video, and ask anything related to any lore really, whether it's manga, sci-fi, Star Rail, or Warhammer. I love all that stuff. The stream will literally be focused on chatting about stuff with the backdrop of whatever game I happen to be playing at that moment. This week, maybe it'll be Helldivers 2, next week, maybe it'll be Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, then the other weeks, maybe it'll be Star Rail. It doesn't really matter, as the focus is to have an avenue to chat with all of you. It also gives me a chance to do those other things I mentioned, like first impressions of other games, like Wuthering Waves for example, reacting to Star Rail special events, and just playing the Star Rail main story. The point is to have another place where everyone here can just casually chat about Star Rail lore, or really any other subject. I'm thinking of having the stream be a couple of hours long on the weekends. I haven't decided yet, to be honest, but the casual approach means you don't have to feel obligated to be there if you don't want to, and you can drop by whenever you want. You could still leave comments on YouTube if that's what you like and it's convenient for you. I will still read them either way. As far as the channel is concerned, nothing will change. I'll still post convoluted theories and lore about Star Rail at the same time every week. The channel is still the main thing, and the stream is just an added bonus where I get to talk and cover things I won't normally be able to cover in the form of a video. I often play games around those times anyways, so I figure why not have it open and arrange it as a meetup of sorts where everyone is able to listen in and chat. Now, I know this seems like a pretty shameless plug, but really I just wanted to let all of you know what is going to be happening in the next couple of weeks or months as far as the channel is concerned. I'm not really certain when any of this will even go live, but you can be sure eventually I'll get there, so just keep an eye out for further announcements. I also wanted to do this announcement to get your input on it. Does a stream sound like something you'd be interested in watching, and what kind of stuff would be good to see appear in those streams? I already had it in my mind to announce these things when I eventually hit 10,000 subscribers, but I really underestimated how fast it was going to take to actually reach that point. All of you have been just absolutely great. I love the conversations around the lore in the comments and seeing everyone get excited when a new theory ends up being close to reality or when a new character is announced. I'm really grateful to have such an amazing group of people that make up this matured and at the same time silly community. I hope I can continue to keep putting stuff out that keeps you guys entertained, and I hope that the stream can be a place where even more nonsensical discussions can take place. I don't want to waste any more of your time on this video. I know most of you are here for lore stuff, so rest assured next week you can expect the usual post of theories and lore content on Star Rail. Keep an eye out for further announcements where I'll keep all of you informed on the progression of these changes, and most importantly, if you suddenly see the channel name change to Mavix, hopefully you remember why. Thanks again for all the support, and let me know in the comments what are each of your thoughts on all these changes. Do you prefer the stream to be on YouTube or Twitch? What kind of games or topics would you be interested in? And most importantly, do you believe Elio is indeed a black cat? I won't ask you to subscribe to the channel like I usually do in this particular video, but as usual, I hope you have a nice day ahead. I'll see you next time.